Welcome to John Su and Michael Rosmer's video battlethon inspired by Gary Vaynerchuk. Today's topic, we're going to talk about the long-term trap. You've probably heard a lot of people talking, especially Gary Vaynerchuk, always talks about playing the long game. I'm in it for the long term. I'm thinking decades, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ahead. You hear that and it sounds good, it sounds so inspiring. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Being there for the long term, because short-term thinking gets you nowhere. Short-term thinking feeds you for the day, but it doesn't feed you for tomorrow. It's really a poo-poo of the short-term mentality in exchange for the long-term mentality. Here's what I know by executing this long-term mentality. People who overvalue the long-term mentality, they always work on the huge potential ideas. So they're going for these billion-dollar ideas. So every day they're busting their ass only looking at stuff that's going to help build that billion-dollar idea. So they're passing on million-dollar opportunities, hundreds of thousands of dollars of opportunities. They're passing on that small stuff that isn't the billion-dollar home run. And what's happening day to day is they're starving. They're passing on, in my opinion, foundational and fundamental building blocks. Right? And these are people who are chasing this dream that has been pitched, that you can become a billionaire and all you gotta do is focus on the long-term goal. Yet they haven't even made the first 100,000, but they're shooting for $1 billion. Right? They haven't even made their first 100,000 or $1 million, but they have this huge vision for the billion. That's equivalent to trying to do the 100-meter in under 10 seconds when you haven't even did a jog, a 200-meter jog. You haven't done the easiest thing, yet you're striving to be in the top percentile of the world. And big dreams are fantastic, but I think it's an overpitched fantasy of this play the long-term game and stay focused and think only long-term. But what these speakers and these gurus don't tell you is when you focus only on the long-term, you're going to starve a lot in the short-term. And you've heard the idea of balance is always best. So what's a more balanced way of thinking? Long-term thinking? Short-term thinking? Right? What's a more balanced way to see things? And this is what I found to be most effective, is have that big dream and drive towards it, but realize in short term, where's your life now, and execute on those things that are going to take your life now and take care of your immediate needs so that you can transition to there. Because you hear a lot of speakers say, why are you not doing your passion 100% of the time? And this is why a lot of people don't do their passion 100% of the time. It's because it's not practical to go from this life here and then all of a sudden you're jumping into a total different lifestyle because you have this dream and this passion. And you're going to abandon everything here. You talk to anybody who's ever done that and actually made it to their passion, it's a lot of tough pain, a lot of blood, sweat and tears and suffering. And one thing you'll notice that a lot of them say is, I wish I didn't drop everything to pursue my passion 100%. I wish it would have been a smoother transition. You talk to anybody who's actually done that and dropped everything to pursue their passion, or dropped everything and played the long-term game and starved short-term, they really wish that they would have done a more balanced perspective. So what I'm saying is, visualize long-term, execute short-term, and then you bring those two things together. So you're always eating a little bit, saving a little bit. Eating a little bit, saving a little bit. Not starving and saving everything. Or the short term, what a lot of people do is they'll spend everything, but they don't save for the long term. A lot of people watch a lot of videos and they get inspired by these people who have mastered and done the short term. Hence, they are where they are. they've done the hard work, they put in the hours, the blood, the sweat, and the tears, so they earned the right to play the long-term game. Where they might not speak so much, or the people here that are hearing their messages don't understand that. Sure, they know that that person's hardcore workaholic, but they don't actually know what literally went down, what this speaker had to actually do and went through. Nobody knows. The only one who knows is the person going through that journey. So really, to play this long-term game, nobody plays only a long-term game. They play, the guy who plays the big long-term game, he also plays a short-term game. But because he's so far ahead of where he's at, his short-term game is a lot of people's long-term game. But they don't see that. There's video and there's a screen. There's a layer of privacy that you don't know about what a person actually does. So thank you for watching my video on the long-term trap.